Hello guys, and welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, which is just correct, we're going over on redoing the command handler. This is going to make a lot of changes and make it a little bit more better than it was before and cleaner inside the actual v12 file. So let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to start off with the pre-setups here and the command setup file. We're going to want to make some changes to the pass-throughs. Here, we're not just going to be making random pass-throughs based on command. We'll have some default pass-throughs. Bot message. And I'll be going through why we're doing this in a minute. Args message embed. After that, we'll go through and copy these into all the other files for the commands. There we go. Then we're going to go to the main.js file. And then we're going to edit down here first. We're going to take out these cases, switch to arguments cases. Now I did make some changes since the last video. I changed it this way. I would recommend doing that instead of doing it the other way, which was if message.context was within the exclamation point stuff. You would do it like this, with the exclamation point in the front, and you can just return it. Anything below it will not run. Alright. Then you want to run const command equals to args 0. Then const command equals to bot.commands .get command .to lower case. That will make sure the command is all in lowercase, so that way when we find it by the name, it will always be in lowercase, even if they put it in caps. Then we're also going to do that up here real quick as well. So that way it also works. So we'll do that. Then go down here. I'm going to make sure there is a command. If there's not a command, it will return and stop here, as we don't want to run anything that doesn't have a command to it. I'm going to do command .execute, and you may notice this from earlier. Then we'll do bot, and we'll paste in those. This is exactly why we have to have those new. This actually allows it to where if we add a new command, it will automatically register the new command without us having to keep updating the bot.js file every time we add a command. Now from here, this would work. Right away, we're going to do some more changes. So we're going to cross that out. Then we're going to do bot.config equals to that. Then we're going to do prefix to prefix. Then we're also going to add a version, which would be to version. Now add that right now. So we're going to go to config and the settings page, and we're just going to do export.version equals to 0. I'm going to do it by episode number. Make sure that's correct. Yeah, okay. So we get that now. And by that lowercase, would say you had it here, and they were to do r equals it will still run as R equals instead. But I'm gonna keep it as equals to this file. So now we're gonna come back to bot. Yes, and we're gonna come up here and add version. Now we're gonna want to add. Now we're gonna keep going back and forth. It's semi-high code. But we're gonna go back here and create a new folder and call it utils. Within the utils file, we're gonna want to add something called command.js. Then we'll do const equals to require dot or dot fs, sorry, dot fs. Then we'll do read directory sync from fs. So then we'll do module dot exports equals bot security. This will be the official command handler. Now we'll have to redo the command file. But from here, we're gonna also quick make a new folder called commands. And I'll explain what I'm doing here in a second. Then we want to make everything in here folder wise. So we're going to put in commands a folder called config. Info. Misc. And then mod. Then we're going to come back here to the command.js file. I'm going to do read directory sync. Then we'll be to dot slash commands slash dot for each. Then we'll do directory equals to directory there. Const commands equals to read directory sync dot slash commands slash directory so we're reading one more time on the directory part. Then we'll filter f equals to f dot ends with dot js. Make sure it's a JS file. Then we do for let file of commands let pull equal to require dot slash. Now we're in the source folder, and we'll slash one more time to get into the main folder where we can select the commands. Then we'll do slash, then we'll do directory, and that needs to be the tab thing when it's above tab. And file. Then we'll let bot.commands .set pull .name pull. Then we'll do console.log loaded file. Now post the help.js. Now we're going to move the commands over. First we need to fix help.js before we move this over. Because you may notice we removed bot.prefix. So we're going to select one of them. We edit place if you use Visual Studio Code. And we can replace it with bot.config.prefix. And we'll replace it with all. And that will fix the help command so that way it works. Then we can move these two to info commands instead of part of information. Then we'll move back to the bot.js. And what we did for help, as well, I'm going to explain that too. For help, we just bring it to it looking for the config, and then it's going to pull the prefix. And we'll make sure that works here after we're done here. We're going to comment this out. We no longer need it. And anything I comment out, you can remove from your code if you guys are wondering. And I would probably do that in the git push, and then also next video you see it in effect. Then we're going to do these. Then command. That's the name that we have currently for each handler. Then we do wire / utils / and then we'll do bot. Now I did it this way so that way we can also do an event handler down the road, because eventually we won't want to put these into their own files as well to even further clean up this bot.js file to possibly just 27 lines or 28 depending how. From here, that finishes it. So we're going to go ahead and start up the bot and make sure it still functions. I'm going to do node dot. Now I'm using my bot for RAM because it's the easiest bot I can use for these tests. So we'll do equals to ping to make sure ping works. Then we can do equals help and see that we have help command going. And then we'll select one. There's no config files. So we'll go back, wait for the reaction to load. And next episode, I'll be going through how to do this better than we do of the help command as well, so that we don't have to wait for it every time. We'll do 2. And boom. It's working. Like it should. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I work so hard on these videos. Here is the previous video, where you can watch the previous video. Here is the recommended video from YouTube. Here is the playlist to the series that is currently playing. And hit subscribe.